Mike Sierra One
can't handle the truth.
You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this?
I am authorized to assure you these rumors are based on hysteria and are absolutely false. I repeat, these rumors are absolutely false.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining me once again as I take another look into the relentless lies of Mike Zeroh. Christmas has come and gone for another year, and the next major event for the remainder of this year is moving toward us at a vast rate of knots. 2024 is just around the corner, and you can almost hear the collective hands of YouTubers being rubbed together, as their non-creative slates get wiped clean in preparation for a fresh onslaught of their clickbait-enhanced news stories that will worm their way into the minds of the masses, brainwashing them with their versions of unfounded and unverifiable facts that sit on top of a news story that has been born from a sliver of truth. Zeroh has pretty much spent the latter part of 2023 sowing the seeds of his own grift into the minds of his subscribers' consciousness, which can only be akin to leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for them to follow into 2024. But Zeroh isn't the only one out there fighting for your attention. A good many of you have pointed out that Zeroh is just one of many that fill their videos with absolute nonsense, which basically means they're saying a lot but say nothing at the same time, which is indeed a typical Zeroh trope. I will be looking at a few of these in the new year, but I want to introduce you to someone I stumbled across a few days ago, and even though some might find what he has done as being totally outrageous, I find it bloody hilarious. But to get where I need to be, I have to start here, and it's with a very brief look at Elon Musk versus Bob Iger and Disney. In the clip coming up, I want you to note as to when the third part of the cost containment plan is going ahead according to Zeroh, given that this video was uploaded on Christmas Eve 2023.
Ever since the multiple callouts made by Elon Musk with no plans to stop that in 2024, one significant update to all this drama has to do with Bob Iger's latest decision after the Elon Musk callouts involved how Iger is reacting to Elon Musk and how it already resulted in a loss of billions for the Disney company and all of its divisions. As it turns out, Iger is creating a third phase to his cost containment plan right now as a reaction to the Elon Musk rivalry that started at the DealBook Summit and after Disney pulled advertising from X. As of now, Iger's third phase to his cost containment plan is set to go active by this summer, roughly around July, that Disney analysts project will actually result in a loss of billions of dollars altogether that ranges from massive budgeting cuts for all divisions over at Disney, especially for Walt Disney Animation Studios, and an even more aggressive approach with both Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios.
Now I'm not sure as to how and why Zeroh is insistent that Bob Iger's plan has been brought forward to a summer that has already come and gone. It does seem rather odd. Or maybe he did mean the summer of 2024, but if he did, then why not just say that? Either way, it makes no sense, as it has been made very clear in articles from the start of the year that this plan, and indeed the only plan people including Iger has spoken about, started at the end of March, with round 2 in April and the final round in the summer. There are no articles that stipulate that this one and only plan at this time extends into 2024, let alone the summer of that year. However, there is more to this story, and even though the dialogue has been changed, this video is without a shadow of doubt based on Zeroh's video you just heard a clip from.
Recently, there have been significant developments behind the scenes at Disney, triggered by Elon Musk's vocal criticisms. These updates suggest a shift in strategy from CEO Bob, particularly after Musk's callouts that have purportedly cost Disney billions. Disney is reportedly gearing up for a challenging 2024 after several box office setbacks. Mr. Bob's reaction to Musk's criticisms includes a third phase of cost containment set to roll out around July. This move could potentially result in significant budget cuts across divisions, affecting even the likes of Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios.
What the hell am I looking at?
As I said, the presentation is different, but the core elements remain the same, and not only that, all the points raised are in the same order. I did cut back on both videos, but Zeroh also goes on to mention budget cuts to the animation studios, and my newfound friend went on to do the same in his video too. And this isn't some form of one-off. He has copied Zeroh on a few occasions already. I'll even go as far to say he is copying a few other YouTubers for good measure, as other videos he has done don't all follow the same format as Zeroh, in both the title or the content. Oh, and one other thing. The videos he makes are uploaded within 1 or 2 days of Zeroh's videos going live, and he hasn't made a Zeroh-style video whilst Zeroh has been on his Christmas break. But that could all change in the next few days, and frankly I can't wait to see if that actually happens. I find it amusing that someone who pulls the wool over people's eyes and holds back the truth in his videos is now being used by someone else who wants to grow his own channel by stealing other people's content, including Zeroh's. It goes without saying I will be watching this one very carefully in the coming days, as well as looking at some other content creators who promise much through their titles of their videos, but deliver nothing of any significance, more so if it never touches on the topic at hand. Clickbait is becoming more and more widespread, and people like Zeroh are only paving the way for the next iteration of scammers, who want to get paid for doing nothing but lie. But now even the clickbaiters can't be bothered to make their own content, and instead they have taken to preying on their own kind for an even quicker way of making their money. It will take time, of course, but this new scammer in the making is already in for 162 videos, which they have uploaded in no less than 54 days as of the time that this video was posted. When you take into consideration that I have made a mere 72 videos over the past 2 years, I think it's safe to say that this person is on a mission to get where they need to be so they can get the channel monetized as soon as possible. Do I care that they're doing what they're doing? Well, if they're cherry picking from upstanding content creators, then yes. But when it comes to Zeroh, it just tickles me that one liar is taking advantage of another liar. Now I'm not sure why I did this, but I was going to draw a line under this video and call it done at this point, but I went back over to my new plagiarists page, and found he did a video about Aquaman 2, so I had a bit of a listen. Then for reasons unbeknown to me I clicked on a video by Mr. HR Reviews. I am familiar with his output, but never really interacted with him, although there have been times I haven't agreed with some of the things he has said on some of his videos I have watched, but to be clear, I'm not calling him out for his content. He was reading from an article in The Hollywood Reporter in regards to the ups and downs of the box office figures from films which included The Color Purple. He made references to films like The Boys in the Boat, Ferrari, and then made a point about Sherlock Holmes. And then it was back to the aforementioned Aquaman 2: The Lost Kingdom. Then I went back to the plagiarist again and listened a little more intently to what he was saying in his own video.
So Aquaman 2 didn't really set the box office on fire, no surprise there. But interestingly, Warner Brothers emerged as the surprise winners over the Christmas weekend with not just Aquaman 2, but also The Color Purple and Wonka in the mix. Let's break down the numbers. Now, The Color Purple, a musical film, hit the screens and pulled in $18.1 million on its opening day. That's impressive, marking it as the second best opening on Christmas Day in movie history, only trailing behind 2009's Sherlock Holmes. Then there's George Clooney's Boys in the Boat and Ferrari, which didn't really soar but didn't sink either, given their limited theater releases. But let's get to the big splash, Aquaman 2, and boy did it belly flop! The movie made a mere $38.3 million in its 4-day run, which translates to no one really turning up at the theaters. It's a bomb, plain and simple. Even with a global release, it barely scraped over $100 million, and that's including a $3.4 million take from China. Comparing it to its predecessor, Aquaman, which had a solid start at $67.9 million, this sequel's drowning. So while The Color Purple shines and Wonka holds its ground, Aquaman 2 flounders. The DC Extended Universe might just be going out with a whimper. Tell me, were you a DC fan? Curious to hear your thoughts.
If someone reads from the same website, the chances are things are going to be pretty much the same. Well, that's unless you say something that isn't in the article. Captain Plagiarist was almost at the end of his video when he said, "Tell me, were you a DC fan? Curious to hear your thoughts." And what did Mr. RH Reviews ask at the start of his video?
I want to ask you, before we dive into the results of Aquaman, were you a fan of DC? Let me know. I'd be curious to hear, very curious to hear. But let's take a look.
Well, on that bombshell, I'm going to call this video done. But before I go, I want to welcome along all those newest subscribers that have come on board in the past few days, and wish you and everyone that may be watching a very happy and healthy new year. I look forward to your interactions in 2024. So until next year, take care and I'll see you again soon.
So maybe come up from your mom's basement, okay? And get a real life, you nerd. You basic.